Fine time. All night long.
Hello, party people. Hello, Overwatch people. It's your hero, Dre, and I'm here with my hero, Vin.
I'm floating in with my Echo wings.
Echo, incorrigible Echo slut.
Don't talk about Echo that way.
I'm talking about you that way. I wouldn't call Echo a slut. I'm calling you a slut.
Well, damn. Shots fired.
We are here, rather. I am here, and you are here with me to talk about Overwatch, but because there was some recent news about Overwatch earlier this month, and we'll get to it, about how they're I shouldn't say redesigning the game, but they're refreshing the game in a big way. We'll get to that later, but what we want to do really is talk about our experience with Overwatch from beta up until we quit, stuff that happened, a little bit of stuff that happened since we have quit, and this new news, how this hits us as lapsed Overwatch players. What do you say? It's going to be a big old bitch fest.
I'm really eager to talk about the Realm Reborn, known as Overwatch.
It is Overwatch Realm Reborn. Jesus. Yeah, man. Let's just start at the beginning, right? Because there was a time in this country and around the world where everyone was playing this shit. Remember that era? Whether you played it a little bit or you played it a lot, this was a legit phenomenon. It's easy to forget that now. It really is, isn't it? Just because it's been so long and everything that's happened, it won Game of the Goddamn Year in 2016 at the Game Awards.
Sure did.
I feel like people forget.
Well, people might forget now, but those characters are so distinct. Even now, a decade later, you can crack a die joke and people will instantly know what you're talking about. And people, these are memorable characters, and they always will be. But I mean,
you can make a Mercy Resurrection joke or you know what I mean? Old school Mercy Resurrection, not whatever she has now.
I mean, yeah, that's another issue altogether. But yeah, you could literally say heroes never die as a joke and people will chuckle. They really would.
People remember the Pit of Death on, what is it, Ilios or...
Yes, the donut of death.
That's kind of iconic shit now, these maps. Anyway, but yeah, man, it was a phenomenon. It is no longer that. I guess probably it's still considered successful, but a lot has happened. If you're listening to this, I'm assuming you have at least some passing interest in Overwatch or have played it before. You know already, right? But we're going to take you through our personal journey with this game. And I want to say this before we get started. This whole thing is surely going to come off as us two old men hating change or things aren't like they used to be and shit like that. Especially if you are someone who currently enjoys Overwatch, this is going to sound like sour grapes. I'm well aware of this. And look, if you like Overwatch, that's fine. You are free to like whatever the fuck you want. I'm not here to tell you different. But I hope what this episode does is illustrate why many people who used to like Overwatch no longer does, including us. And because I think that gets lost, right? Because I think people go oh, this game sucks now or this whatever. And it's just I feel like going through the journey of what we used to love and what is no longer there will probably illustrate it better than us just coming on here and being like, meh, meh, meh. You know what I mean?
We have a lot of reasons for feeling the way we do. It's not like a knee-jerk reaction by any stretch of the imagination. This is a thing that we love for years. Most of the past 10 years, we actually did play this game. We stuck with it for the whole time. We have Farron soldier hoodies, right? So I mean,
we sure do.
I feel like I have that bird that Bastion has. I have a plushie of that bird somewhere in the apartment.
I still wear the Soldier 76 hoodie. I'll still rock that shit.
Yeah,
I don't care.
It's a good hoodie.
I love it.
It's pretty sturdy.
But yeah, so this will be kind of a bitch fest, but will be an informative bitch fest, okay? We're giving you information.
That makes it better.
It makes it better, okay? Oh, probably one more thing. We should probably say this as well. we are by no means Overwatch experts. Okay, the best we ever did in competitive is at like what we barely scraped platinum like once or twice.
Yeah,
that's it. Most of the time we barely had silver, and like honestly, most of the, like 90% of the time we logged on, we did quick play anyway, right? So all of this is to say this is from two average players' perspective who just loved Overwatch. Okay, we were not, out there really trying to like rank up or anything. We didn't give a shit about that. We just loved the game.
Yeah, we just like playing. We like to like get skins, and as a consequence, now every single Grandmaster player listening to this pod is now throwing us into the waste bin. I'm just kidding. No, we don't care about being all that business. So it's all good.
Nope. All right, let's get started. All right, I guess we should start at the very, very beginning because this game had a beta on all platforms. We played on PS4, and Vin will never let me live this down. After you're done with the beta, I called it pleasantly mediocre. Those are my exact words.
It's such a weirdly like specific way of phrasing something. It's like you like it, but you don't really like it. It's like somewhere awkwardly in between. I'm like pleasantly mediocre. You called it like GameCube aesthetics or something like that.
Oh yeah, well okay. Like before we even played it, I saw the character roster and I dunked on that shit because that shit looks stupid. Oh, here's this big gorilla with like Phantasy Star Online like armor or something. Looks like a ranger from PSO. And then like here's this pixie little girl with two guns, and here's like South Asian lady with like making constructions on the wall. Like I didn't understand it all.
You can't forget the cyber arms. Everyone had a cyber arm.
Oh, cyber arms. Yeah, everyone had cyber arms, including McCree. Well, now called Cassidy, at the time McCree. Yeah. Right? Like everyone had cyber arms, and I didn't get it. Right? Soldier 76. Who the fuck is this? So, and to be honest, I still feel that way. I ended up loving the characters for being characters, but I never really got into the art of Overwatch because, quite honestly, Blizzard's art team never really did anything for me. And they still don't, but that's fine. When you play the game, that kind of all melts away. But like, honestly, if I'm being real, to this day, I still don't really care for the character designs that much.
I mean, that just goes to show how much the game transcends that for you, right? Because, I mean, I was a lapsed Blizzard fanboy. I mean, I was playing, like, Warcraft 2, Warcraft 3, StarCraft, the works, and basically, like, I spammed their stuff before WoW came out, right? So, I mean, kind of dating myself there. But, I mean, I trusted their art team. I always was drawn to, like, these interestingly cartoony designs, so I got into it from that angle. I was just so curious, like, how they would perceive, like, a first-person shooter. And so,
the whole hook of it is that it's not one, right? It really isn't that. So, but here's the thing. The reason why I called it pleasantly mediocre is because our beta period was like a whole bunch of people not knowing what they're doing, including ourselves. But here's the thing. So I remember the very first thing we did, we were defending King's Row, right? So here it is, and that's a hybrid map where you have like a point, you have to defend the point. If the people get the point, then the payload appears and they have to push it the rest of the way. So we were doing the first phase, defending the point, and it was very easy to understand. There was a big blue line. Hey, here's where you go,
go here.
Right? So it's like, okay, that seems right. Okay, I'll just stand here. And then we played a whole 4-minute phase. Nobody barely came near us. It didn't seem like anyone was interested in taking this point. And we just kind of stood around, and then we won. I was like, okay.
That's what we get. We can follow directions. Can anyone else follow directions?
Yeah, but I was like, is that the game?
Yeah.
We just stand here and then we win? I mean, that wasn't very exciting. And then we played, I forget what else we did, but basically my whole point is nobody really knew how to play the objective. But it was very clear from me from the very first time I played it what to do. So I didn't understand why nobody else was doing that. It's like, hey, this is how you win. Point is, that whole experience just left me cold because he didn't get any exciting matches. That's why I said pleasantly mediocre. Pleasantly because like it looks cool and it seems all right. It controls cool. It seems like there's a lot of fun characters to use. But what is this game? So that's how I felt. I was very wrong, but that's how I felt.
There's no way you would have gotten the gist of it if no one's providing any resistance. It's like, if there's no battle, where's the fun, or whatever Reggie says, right? It's like, what do you, like, they're not stopping a payload.
His catchphrase forever.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's relevant. I mean, so it's like,
it's true.
Yeah,
so like
of course,
the troll ass motherfucker you are, you got it for me for my goddamn birthday that year.
So like, you know what, you're like talking so much shit, you're calling it pleasantly mediocre, you think it's like basically like a time capsule of a GameCube game, like more than a decade after the fact. So like, yeah, that June 2016, I was happy birthday, motherfucker.
Yeah. May. Was it May?
May, right. You're right. Yeah.
Well, my birthday's in May, but that doesn't mean that you didn't get me it late or something like that. But I'm pretty sure
I tried to get a launch. It was supposed to be a launch. Yeah, whatever it was.
But anyway, yeah. But then obviously I was like, fine, I'll play the shit with you. And then of course, over the couple days, what got me over the character, the way they look, is kind of what you said. I liked the characters for being themselves. I didn't expect actual personality. When you play COD or Battlefield, those people don't have any personality. Those aren't characters. Those are just avatars so you can shoot your guns. I didn't realize we were playing a game where like every single pick in this game, every single person you can pick rather, would be a character unto themselves. They'd have voice lines. They would talk to each other. They would I had no clue.
To be entirely honest with you, neither did I, because I mean, again, like I had a glimpse of some personalities from Blizzard's prior work. They're so good at like incorporating voice lines into their games, but there's no way I ever could have imagined like everyone feels like a hero. Everyone feels like they belong in this universe. They constructed like this whole thing, right? And that's just that was extremely like engrossing to us. And yeah, prior to that, like there aren't that many examples of like shooters with characters to this degree. I mean, the closest is probably Team Fortress 2, and even then they're not necessarily like people so much as like exaggerated archetypes or whatever, right? So like this really stood out to me. It really did.
Yeah, like Splatoon has personality, but it doesn't have characters, right? Well, I mean, it does, but not like in the game while you're playing. I think that's the new thing.
Yes.
Right? Because Splatoon has like Pearl and Marina or whoever, right? Depending on the game, but like not in the game. You know, right, like that's sort of new.
They're part of the universe. They build up excitement, but it's not like you're playing as them. Right? I mean, that would be godlike. That would be playing as Marina.
That would be so. Oh my god! Can you imagine a 2v2 mode of like Pearl, Marina, and who are the two hosts from the first game? Like
Kelly and Marie.
Yeah, can you imagine that shit? Oh my god, that would go so hard. Splatoon 4. Are you listening? We want that and 120 FPS. Come on, those are the two things we need.
Please, I want that. 120.
Oh, you know Nintendo's doing 120. You know they're doing 120
for Raiders. At least, can Raiders be a test bed for 120?
They're fucking doing it.
That'd be great.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, it became a phenomenon for a reason. Every casual, including ourselves, basically caught on as like, hey, we love these characters. Like even the cosplayers went so hard. Remember that shit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I went to a number of cosplay gatherings at Anime Expo and I think Fanime, and I sent you a photo of like this pretty sizable cosplay gathering at Fanime 2019, and that's like, you know, even years after the game's release, people were still like cosplaying as those characters. It was pretty immense. I think it was like 40 or 50 people in that shot. It was crazy.
Yeah, dude. Oh god, remember the female Roadhog? Remember that shit?
Oh, it's amazing.
That shit was amazing, man.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, just people getting so creative. You could really tell. And that was kind of a sign the game really lost the public when, man, you don't see that shit at all anymore. Like,
I can't imagine. I don't really know the last. Not that I go to the conventions like as much as I used to, but like at the same time, like I don't think I really see them at like PAX or anything.
Well, yeah, but it's like you said, there used to be entire cosplay meetups. Everyone is cosplaying Overwatch. There used to be 6 Zaryas and, you know, a whole bunch of Soldier 76s and a few Reapers and shit. Like, you know, I mean, good luck. Right.
I mean, I guess that's probably a selling point for BlizzCon nowadays. What? Just kidding.
BlizzCon was never for fucking like there's no casuals showing up at BlizzCon. That's for crazy people.
Casuals don't want to spend hundreds of dollars to go
look at Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred 2, or what is it now? God of Hatred, or
more hatred? I don't know.
Yeah, more hatred. Nobody's gonna show up for that. Who favorite characters you got? You want to name a few right now since we're talking about them?
Man, Mei, Zarya, Echo. Oh man, I love so many of these characters. I played as we actually almost played as everybody. So
for the most part, like I'm trying to. I mean, it's easier for me to name characters I didn't use. I didn't use Mei, not for me. Didn't use Widowmaker.
I played her as a goof, but I never really consistently played as Widow.
Man, I'm trying to think. Yeah, see, like those are like the two I really never use. I never used Echo, really. You did, obviously.
Yeah, I wasn't the most comfortable with Doomfist. I mean, I liked the kit, but I never really got the hang of it.
Yeah, I liked it better when he was a damage character. When he became tank, in Overwatch 2, I definitely did not.
God, what are they doing, man? The fuck are they doing?
Did not care. Yeah. We might get to that later, or we might not. One of my favorite things to do was like, because I was so bad with Cassidy. Like really bad. I love to use him, but I was legitimately awful with him. But I still like to use him. So occasionally we play and I'd be like, y'all want to lose? And then I'd just pick him anyway.
You didn't even give us a chance to respond. You were just like, pick him. I'm like, why even ask?
Yeah, I just say y'all want to lose and just boom, he'd appear on the screen. It was a rhetorical question. I know you want to lose. But that's the funny part, right? About Overwatch. We legitimately did not care if we win or lost. I mean, we would get pissed if our team sucked or, people were fucking off, of course, because that's every multiplayer online game. You can't help it. But yeah. We just love to play. It wasn't always about like, oh man, we lost this, fuck this game or something. It's just like we just as long as it was a match, we didn't care.
Yeah, we just wanted to play the game. Yeah, that was about the heart of it, really. Like, we weren't like super competitive or anything. So we just wanted to like experience the game and not people just like wandering off the point and trying to get their place in the game or whatever, right?
Well, that was so fucking funny. Remember that? Like, people would pick Cassidy and do, like, it's high noon from behind and get, like, 4 kills, and they would always lose. That team would always lose.
It's like,
because he'd spend so much time fucking off and trying to get that play of the game, especially when the game went to 5v5 in Overwatch 2. They would still do that, and that's even more detrimental because you have even less people out there. So
4 people are there. 4 out of the 5 are there to stop it. Maybe, question mark?
Maybe,
it's like,
question mark.
The presumption is that he's actually going to get it off, but even that's not a guarantee of anything, right? So it's like, it's just such a risk for like no reason.
You got any other character stuff before we move on?
Oh man, you speaking of characters, and something that really always stands out to us is the interactions between Zenyatta and Zarya, because Zarya hates the robotic Omnics. Maybe a tinge of racism in there, and she'd be like,
a lot of racism. So does Junkrat, so does Torbjorn. There's a lot of people who dislike Omnics, the robot race in the game,
due to the whole universe, right? But she would say, like, I've got my eye on you, Omnic, and then Zenyatta would say, and I do in turn, or I do as well, but it's like,
and I will have your back as well.
I have your back as well. Yeah. So
he's like turning it around on her. It's like, oh, hey, I don't care how you feel about me. I will still help you because you're on my side.
And it says so much about like the characters, right? It's like even despite
that's the genius of the game, right? You get so much. You don't have to like. I didn't read those comic books online, or I didn't watch the lore videos, like the animated shorts and stuff. Like I wasn't really into that stuff. I mean, I watched them, but I wasn't like that into them.
Sure.
I got all the stuff I needed in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, like kind of as an aside, that's the reason why I always reject it when people say Conquered was a Overwatch like, and I'm like, no. They did not have that shit in the game. This was Destiny fancy, or rather maybe spicy Destiny PvP. That's what that game was. And it tried to have personality, but it was all in shorts. It didn't have it in the game. It had nothing in the game. That's why it's not over. That's why it was not Overwatch.
And as we always say, the characters in Conquer don't interact with one another. There's no like interplay or anything. So like, how are you supposed to like imitate Overwatch if that's like the core of the whole thing? These characters are intertwined. Like Overwatch people or Talon people. They're all like clashing with one another. That's like the heart of it. But I mean, not too many games can aspire to that sort of standard.
Any favorite skins over the years? I think probably my ultimate favorite skin was Winston's catcher, like baseball catcher. Probably,
dude, that was so good. I feel like Zenyatta also had like a baseball themed one. Was it like a pitcher, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I speak for both of us when we really like Pink Mercy. She was like everywhere.
which people still beg for online because you can't get it anymore. That was like a special like breast cancer donation thing. So the skin cost $15, which was very unusual at that time in Overwatch because at that time the game was not free to play, so they didn't charge you for skins. But that skin they charged you for. And it was, but then you couldn't get it anymore still to this day, and people keep begging for it. You can see it online. Begging. Yeah, they begging. Well, maybe I should sell my account to them. Wait, did I say that?
That's a great idea. Yeah, it's a great idea. Enchanted Armor Farah, especially when she does the wind pose where she takes off her helmet. It's like,
for some reason, you always thought this shit was funny. I thought it was stupid. The dragon dance tracer, where her head would just pop out of this, like, the dragon at the end, like that's one of the funny Chinese New Year. You thought, I was like, this is fucking, I couldn't stand that one, but you thought it was a laugh riot.
Well, it's really especially funny if she's wearing, like, the graffiti mask, because she's supposed to, like, open her mouth in excitement, but if she pops open the dragon, it's just her mask. It looks so fucking stupid.
It looks so fun. I mean, it is stupid. Yeah, because she's wearing like a gas mask kind of thing. Yeah. It's like, I was like, I can't stand this one.
A gas mask under a dragon dance costume. It's so weird.
Stupid. I didn't like it.
Oh man. Yeah,
man, I could go over. There's so many moments that like I can think of over the years, like just gameplay moments. You know what I think about the most, actually? Yeah. There was this time, I don't know if you remember this. It was Dorado. We were defending Dorado. They were shoving it up our ass. They were rolling our ass over. We make a stop when on the last leg at the because you know how it ends in that indoor sort of facility and you have to push it up to the circle at the end, and that's the end of the Okay, we stopped that shit with literally 0.01 meters. They had over 7 minutes on the clock. We stopped that shit. We actually did it. Like I still think about that as like what just happened? Like
we didn't give up.
I can't believe it.
We stuck with it, and like, you know, we had our formations of play. Like if someone died, like they would just like rush back, or I'm sorry, got eliminated. We rush back.
No, they died. Fuck that shit. That game, Overwatch may be rated teen, but this podcast is rated mature.
You know, the prototypes for Overwatch did say died. It actually said that instead of eliminated. They changed it.
Well, it was probably an ESRB thing.
Sure. It, yeah. But yeah, you never know. You never know. We stuck with it. We wanted to play the game. We didn't want to half-ass it. We never gave up. We didn't throw shit. And speaking of that, I think we've won I think 2 competitive matches with a disconnecting person, like with a person down. We still won like 5
and
versus
we
6.
Won. Remember, we won that one with that guy throwing a tantrum. Because like we got stuffed on, I think it was Hollywood. We got stuffed the first round, and it's like, so then we were on attack, and he was just standing. He was idling. He was standing around in the point, just not doing anything. It's like, okay, dude, because he gave up, and guess what? After he stopped playing, then we fucking won. We shoved it up our ass. Gee, I wonder if the problem was you, dude. Huh.
Yes.
Will you maybe take this experience and look in the mirror? Probably not.
I mean, they never do, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, if only. But yeah, we won. We stick with our matches. We don't throw that shit. We really don't.
How's that for a bitch though? You think everyone else is the problem. You stop playing, and then everyone else wins short-handed. Like, even if you're the most narcissistic prick on the face of the planet, that has to feel a certain way, right? Like,
if they know what they did, yes.
Maybe.
Fine time.
There was a meta that presented itself in the game that is very famous. Do you know why it was called GOATs? I legitimately don't know. Is that an acronym for something?
I actually do not know.
I don't know either, and I would like to continue to not know. So let's not look it up.
It's all capitalized. Maybe it is an acronym.
It has to be an acronym.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a character named Brigitte that got added to the game, Torbjorn's daughter. She was a healer class, and this ushered in. And she was so busted when she first came in. Then they nerfed her way too much to the point where she wasn't fun because that's Overwatch. But point is, this ushered in a meta where everyone would pick 3 healers and 3 tanks.
Yeah.
No damage characters, or DPS, if you will.
Yeah.
If that's a more common term. None. So, like, and for some reason, Blizzard hated this so much, they instituted role queue. They won't admit that's the reason why they did that, but they could not fix. I truly believe they could not fix their game to the point, or weren't willing to, or did not have the ability to, where they instituted role queue to defeat this meta. I will believe that till the day I die.
But you know, the excuse making was even more crazy, right? Like, I think among those excuses, like, oh, we want to foster player creativity or whatever. It's like, how do you foster creativity if you're inhibiting people's options? It's like antithetical to creativity. What are you talking about?
It doesn't make any sense. That's when I knew Jeff Kaplan, the first director of the game, before the Jeff they have now. I can't remember his name. Doesn't matter. Point is, I knew he was kind of cooked, or not himself cooked, but like he was kind of done with the company, because he would leave like not too long after this, I think, like a couple years later.
It was really soon after. It was fairly soon after.
Yeah. So like, I mean, he was trying to sell this in this video, because they do like developer update videos. He's like, because he addressed this and he tried to go an example of like, well, if I want to play this character, but nobody else wants to be support, then we're not going to have supports. Who fucking cares? I'd rather have the creativity. I will play a game with 6 damage characters or 6 healer. I don't care. I'll do that more than being forced into a box.
And you know, this is a bit of a tangent, but you know, we've occasionally done that in like Marvel Rivals, and we actually succeed sometimes.
Bro, how many times did we play early Overwatch where we had 5 damage characters and Mercy? We did it all the time.
We did. We made it work.
Yeah. If people know, I'd rather people play the character that they're good at than forcing them to play something they don't want to do.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ultimately. Now, I get it. A lot of people are one-trick ponies, and like I kind of hate that. And they go in and insta-lock fucking Reaper or whatever, their Bastion or whatever. We saw it all the time, and it was frustrating. But you know what? If you play more than one character like us, we don't really give a fuck. I loved Winston was my top pick. That was my favorite character. Zenyatta, maybe my second. Torbjorn. So guess what? Boom, boom, boom. 3 different roles. I can do whatever the fuck. Like, so maybe expand your horizons, and it's not a big deal. I feel like the people only bitching about role queue are the one-trick ponies, or the reason why we needed role queue, because they just want to be Widowmaker. They just want to be Mercy, and that's it.
Yeah, it's just, I totally see it, honestly. It's just so annoying. It was just so vexing. There's just the logic was just a pretzel.
Yeah, it just didn't make any sense. But that sort of began the downward spiral, right? Because we knew this thing was coming in, this role queue. And also leading up to this, there's a lot of weird fucking balance changes that I kind of hated. Do you know when I really knew they were cooked, and the first thing that made me go, uh-oh, and I know you remember this too.
Yeah.
There was an update where they nerfed Pharah because they said she was overperforming on console, particularly with her rocket splashes.
Yeah,
and
it's weird.
You don't make comments like that unless you are balancing towards people who play like super duper high competitive levels. That's what they started doing. And you can't do that. Everyone knows you can't do that. You can't balance no matter what it is. You can't balance a hero shooter or a fighting game or even COD or Battlefield or whatever, or Titanfall for fuck's sake, based on like your top 1% of players. Because if you do, you are in fucking trouble, especially in a game like this that has a lot of casual players. And we're casual players.
It basically is kicking us to the curb, right? And that it felt bad. And like what do you want? Like MLG, like PC mouse keyboard shenanigans to accurately like aim every single like Pharah rocket? It's a splash damage rocket. It's not about like being that precise. It's about the threat of the rocket, not like literally landing on point each shot, like each time. It doesn't make any sense, right? So
it was weird, man.
It was really
weird.
Just
fucking. It was bizarre.
But you know, Yeah, my favorite one balancing change that we often make fun of is that, like, well, after Brigitte was so dominant, they fucked with their armor packs. So I believe it was like one strong one, and then afterwards they gave her like 3 piddly ones. I don't even know how much armor they gave, but they barely gave like anything, maybe like 15 or 20. It was so unsatisfying to use.
It was more about the creep up that like you get health back over time, but that's not very helpful in a firefight, because before, and I realize I'm making a comparison point to like for only you here, so I'm sorry, audience, I'm excluding you from this if you haven't played both Overwatch and Marvel Rivals. But then her one before was like Adam Warlock's heal, right? Just zap, you get a whole bunch.
Yes.
Right? But you couldn't do it very often. Again, like Adam Warlock.
Yeah,
but because he only has a couple charges that he has to recharge over time. That's how it worked for her, and it was so much more fucking satisfying. That's what it is, right? I think that's what we're trying to get down to. It's not really about having a balanced game; it's about having a fun game. Do you want people to have fun or not? Like, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was unbalanced as fuck. Do people have fun with it? Yes. I think that's the point, isn't it? I hope it's the point. Aren't video games supposed to be fun, goddammit?
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be some degree of empowerment and over-the-top shenanigans, right? I mean, like, Street Fighter 3, Third Strike is one of the most broken-ass games in history, but people still play that shit too.
I mean, what? There's like, what? Okay, who's at the top? Chun-Li, Ken, and Yoon, maybe, right? Or
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then like good fucking luck after that. Guess what? It's a very celebrated game. A lot of people love that game.
Fancy that shit. It wasn't balanced for esports?
Oh, Jesus Christ, right? But man, no game is going to be. I mean, look, I understand that they strive for it, but like, god damn, like you can't balance around that. But that's what really turned us off. That's kind of what got us to stop playing. The combination of weird character changes that we didn't like, that was very transparently towards top players, and role queue. Role queue came in. I think we tried competitive for a while. We ranked very, very low, like into bronze. And I think I said to you, you know what? I don't want to play this anymore.
And you know, the funny part is, like, whenever I would bring this up to people, their counterpoint would always be like, you could just play open queue. And it's like, you can't, I mean, come on, man. Like,
you can't.
Like, the balancing is obviously intended for role queue, so like it's a half measure, right? So I mean, sure, yes, but like, is it really going to be a fulfilling experience? And then we opted to not play.
You can't have it both ways, because obviously we tried some role queue and it was miserable because the game was still balanced around not having that.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And that's why we stopped playing, because it was the worst. So we stopped playing, what was this, like fall 19, around summer 2020. Obviously, this is lockdown era because of the Rona. And I said to Vin, you know what? Maybe maybe we should poke around there. And you know what? To their credit, it was a lot better because they were balancing around role queue. They figured it out, but it took them months and months to get there. Because before it felt bad, and then it didn't feel so bad. It didn't feel great, but it didn't feel nearly as bad as it did before. Yeah,
I mean, it's kind of hard to quantify, but yeah, they did tweak the game in a meaningful enough way. So we're like, you know, fine, we do enjoy Overwatch. Sure, it's the Rona times.
Well, you did get into Echo, right? I mean, that was one thing.
Was when, like, shortly after she was introduced, I think. So yeah.
Yeah. I think we came in, or rather, I think we quit around Sigma, who I didn't really get to use, and then we came back, and I realized I fucking love Sigma. That became one of my like favorite characters.
Oh, he's so satisfying to play as.
That was a character for me, man.
Shoes or not, but
this isn't really. I don't really want to get into it here because it's not really pertaining to this conversation. But I love that we went through like 3 different iterations of Symmetra. Like,
oh god,
very quickly. I don't think they understood what they were doing, and they landed on a. I still swear by Symmetra 2.0. That was the most fun version. The one with the contact lens.
Yeah, but that was shield generator Symmetra, right?
Yeah, shield generator, contact lens. Yeah, that was the best one. But
weird ass.
Anyway,
history.
I think this kind of brings us to Overwatch 2, doesn't it? Because we played during lockdown and we were just like, and we could tell that the content was slowing down. Remember all the skin recolors? We weren't getting new skins. We were just getting recolors of like old ones.
Oh god. And also like they didn't release characters after Echo, so like they never actually confirmed as such, but it's like, is she the last character?
Yeah, we kind of thought like, is this it or something? Because we didn't really oh yeah. I don't really want to cover this here either because we'll be here all day, but the announcement of Overwatch 2 and like their plans for it were just not at all. I don't want to get into it. There was a point where they said Overwatch players could play with Overwatch 2 players as if they were supposed to be to like two separate games. That didn't happen. That was just very confusing. And then they never talked about it again. Like, I mean, there was a lot of stuff said leading up to this. I was just like, what are we even, what is happening?
It's a litany of broken promises that would take too long. Yes.
Yeah. Here's where I kind of had a lot of misgivings leading up to Overwatch 2. There was a lot of things that they introduced or said they were going to do that they immediately went back on before launch.
Yeah.
One of them, well, a few of them. One of them was they said they were going to change. Do you remember this? They said they were going to change the way movement. So like a lot of people would try to juke left and right and shit and do this like very erratic movement to dodge or whatever.
Yeah.
They instituted some sort of thing where you were going to be slow if you changed directions quickly, slower. And then they said they got rid of it because it's like, oh, they reduce a little further. And then they decided, well, let's just not do that at all. So it was gone.
JK.
And it's just
this is vaguely familiar. Yeah, it's vaguely familiar.
Okay. I mean, that's kind of a big deal to just not like not have. And then there was stuff in beta. Remember where Reinhardt's dash turn radius was fucking godly? It was like Ridge
so
Racer
good.
fucking drifting.
Oh my god, it was great! Like, because before, like, he would be like a speeding train, and then all of a sudden it's like shoop-de-doop. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude, you could like initial D around some fucking corners. It was
So
crazy.
good. It was so good.
And then guess what? The game comes out and then he doesn't have that.
It's like why did you even give it to him in the first place?
That's just like, okay. And then, okay, this was another thing where they were talking about skill level shit. They said like Moira's shit was too scrubby, like the damage, because she has like a healing orb and then like the damage orb, like the dark orb. Isn't the dark orb was like scrubby or whatever. So then they changed it to like this orb that you stick on somebody and then it does like a dot, it does damage over time.
You were very confused.
The game comes out and then she has the dark orb still. They didn't change it at all. So it's like, what is happening? Do you guys think we're fucking scrubs or not? Like
there's no commitment to any of these changes. It's like, and like also like the change was unnecessary because like when you use that sticky orb, I remember your confusion. You were very mindfucked when you were using this orb. You had like no idea what was going on. Like after a little while, sure, but like at first we're like, why?
Well, yeah, because the other ones were very communicable. The healing orb, throw it through your enemies, or throw it through your team, rather. Okay, you're healing them. Dark orb, throw it through the enemies. Okay, you're damaging them, right? And Moira has to do damage to get her shit back. That's how the character works. So it's like, I don't know, man. It was mad confusing.
It's not like the dark orb was inflicting that much damage. It was, I don't know.
No, it was just something you barely had to account for most of the time. It was mostly for her to get her shit back.
Right.
But I don't know, man. You can't let Reinhardt have any fun. You can't let him drift. Come on, man.
Especially in our good old change to 5v5 where it's only one tank.
Okay, I guess that's the biggest change with Overwatch 2, right? The 5v5 is no longer 6v6, 5v5.
Oh,
and
man.
To be honest, at first I didn't hate it. Right. And and if I'm thinking about the whole life of us playing that game until we quit, I still didn't hate it.
Really?
The whole thing is that I was worried that team firefights, like everybody shooting each other at once, like on the point or something, I was worried that wouldn't feel as interesting with less people. Okay. That didn't prove to be the case. Right. You could still get some good like mass firefights and everyone going for each other in overtime.
Yeah. It's like there were firefights, but I also had the misgivings that never truly went away. That like if you're going to make 6v6 maps like have 5v5, isn't that going to feel different in terms of spacing? Like, isn't that like maybe a little weird? Like some areas won't feel like as occupied. I don't know. That was always like, I guess to a degree, like this wasn't as much of a concern as we were playing, but it never really sat the best with me.
Control map still felt fine, but honestly, I legitimately do think there was something missing from like Noombani. It was hybrid, I think, that felt the worst to me. I think like Noombani or like King's Row. Maybe those did not feel the same.
Advancing on King's Row, yeah. Because even just like taking the first point, with 5 is like, wait, what?
Yeah, I don't know, man. There was something about it. I wish I could articulate it better, but it just did not have the same feel.
It just kind of felt like a dart thrown to the wall, right? And the excuse making around this whole thing, per usual, was wild. Like, they were saying things like, oh, if you have one tank, the game is easier to read. And I'm like, wait, did we have problems really reading the game before? Like, I don't think that was the case.
Yeah. Did we have problems? 2, did anyone ever come up to you and said, this game is too confusing. This is too hard to read? I don't think so, motherfucker. This is like so many casual people who never played games like this before were playing Overwatch. I'm pretty sure nobody said this was hard to read. And even if it was, they didn't care.
They did not care.
Nobody cared.
There's a diva and a Winnie jumping at me. Oh, sound the alarm. Ah, shit.
I mean, like,
no one said that.
Hard to read for who is what you have to ask.
The Grandmaster players, clearly.
Yeah, maybe, but that's not who plays your game, as they found out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's over time, that became the problem with 5v5, was the tank role. Because now that there's only one of them, if your tank fucks off, if you have a diva that just goes and flies away and starts playing COD with the enemy team, you are fucked. You will not win that match. Tank became the most critical role on the battlefield by far, and nothing even comes close. And this was by design, because I remember them saying, oh, we want people's actions to matter more. We want people to feel like they're making more of a difference on the battlefield. Who wanted that? Did we played Overwatch with a lot of people in a lot of groups? Did anyone say, gee, guys, I don't feel like I'm making much of a difference? We didn't care. We wanted to just play a game with our fucking friends.
I fancy that shit. If I'm sorry about myself, take it by myself, I can barrier everyone to make a difference. I got 2 barriers.
Yeah, like we didn't want that, man. So I don't know where they got this information. Well, again, I think we know where they got the information.
Yeah, I think we know.
Man, that just drove me crazy, because all their reasoning was like, who said that? I don't think anyone said that.
We weren't hanging out with the right PC competitive crew, apparently. But not to beat a dead horse totally, but at the same time, it's like, it got to the point where if we were playing with each other, one of us had the queue as tank. Because if we were a damage and a support, we were never going to win. We were consistently running 0 wins and like all night if we were just damage and support, or 2 supports or 2 damage. We never got anything done. It was annoying.
I literally said to you, you remember, I said to you, if one of us is not tank, I am not playing the game anymore. I don't trust anybody else to do it. If you are not doing it, or me, I'm not playing.
How many times did we have to get fucked? Right? And lo and behold, we weren't perfect, of course, but if one of us were the tank, we could at least approach and push the thing.
I know one of us is going to at least do that. I know we're not going to fuck off and do something else, right? That's how crucial that role became. So I only put it in our hands, and that's it.
And it sucks that we had to think this way, because we never had to think that way with the original, the quote unquote original game, right? But it's just. It's
and
annoying.
With 5v5, and because it's so much more crucial, I couldn't pick Cassidy anymore. I couldn't do y'all want to lose. Dude, I felt like I couldn't even play Hanzo anymore, because I felt like I'm not as good with that character as I am Torbjorn or Soldier 76 or even Sojourn or a new character, right, to Overwatch 2. So it's I feel like I have to play my absolute best now, because the weak links now are such a weak link. So it became practically stressful. It's I can't even half the time I didn't even feel like playing Torbjorn. That was my favorite damage character.
I mean, if they if they want people to feel like they're making a difference, I feel like they almost make people feel like asses if they can't make a difference because it's that much more detrimental, right? I definitely didn't experiment with picks as much. Like, I feel like if I were playing as tank, I definitely didn't want to be like a wrecking ball or something. I wanted to like stick to like guys I knew. So like, I mean, so if I play as Doomfist, we were all fucked.
Right. Whereas before it's like, okay, I'll be up front. I'll be, someone sturdy like a Reinhardt, and you can be Doomfist around and whatever. Right. Like, but now you can't do that.
Nope. Literally
but so, character creative, team creativity, my fucking ass. They can say whatever they want, but it's like, it's not true. It's just not true.
They didn't understand a goddamn thing, unfortunately. They didn't understand the player base. It's just like, They removed so much shit.
Yeah, speaking of not understanding the audience, I mean, they got rid of so much shit. They removed the voting cards because they said, oh, we want people to get back to the game faster, which, again, I have to ask once again, who said that? Because we didn't.
I never had a concern once, but I actually like to vote on people's things, especially to see if someone could like get if you get like 5, it'd be like, it was, what the heck was it? MVP?
I don't remember, but you get some sort of like bump, some sort of commendation. But then if you got 10, which was like super rare,
it'd be like legendary or something. Yeah, that was dope. I love to see that. I actually kind of wanted to see that stuff, but man.
I've only seen a few legendaries ever. Like,
I can count them on my hand. I'm probably like, I don't know, less than 5, I think. But.
Yeah, definitely less than 5. Yeah, so they removed that stuff because why fuck having fun? Get back to the game. Play more game. More. Just play.
Keep grinding.
Keep grinding. They removed the player level, like, because like this was like a system where like the more you played, the more you had trim around your border or the border of your character. It would go from bronze to silver into gold. Shit, I think only by the end of over 7 years we barely got to platinum. Barely.
I think you may have been the low end of platinum. Maybe I was like gold 5 ? I don't really know, but something like that. Maybe I was barely platinum. I don't remember, but that was. But
right, yeah, but like we barely got there, so that's how long it took to do that shit. They removed that in Overwatch 2 because fuck having fun. I think the thing that was the most telling and the reason, like the thing more than anything they didn't understand who was playing. How do I explain this in a way that makes sense? There was a system where you would get medals based on what you were doing in the game, objective time, damage dealt, healing or whatever, right? Damage blocked, I think, was one of them.
It was, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And you would get medals like bronze, silver, or gold, depending on how well you were doing. They removed all that in Overwatch 2 with a straight up KDA, like straight up kills, deaths, assists. Like it's fucking COD or something like that. The whole point of having the medal system before is that it wasn't like that, and they didn't want people to focus on that. Also, they didn't want people to grief their teammates like, "Oh, you aren't killing anybody," or "You aren't whatever," because the game isn't about that. The game is objective based. But now in Overwatch 2, it's like, "No, fuck that. Now we're Battlefield." It's like, okay, I thought you weren't about that, but now you are?
And also, they got rid of the objective time altogether. I don't think it displayed on the scoreboard for Overwatch 2.
You can't see it anymore.
So just like, I thought the whole point was to kind of make it not so like finger pointy. So if you're like, I'm the gold for damage. I'm doing the most damage on my team. That's kind of nice, but that doesn't necessarily like, I don't know. It was a nice like happy ground, I guess you could say, because like you didn't have to like blame anyone for sucking ass or anything, but with these things on full display, it's like, well, like, what do you mean you're not killing? It's like, come on, man, like, it really did feel like.
But now you can do that. Now you can do that. So it's just like, okay. What
happened?
And look, if the game had that from the beginning, then fine. But like, pick something. At least have a fucking focus. Say you're about that life or you're not. Like.
They couldn't make up their mind. And that's like 6 years after Overwatch came out, right? So it was especially jarring. It's just like
it was weird, man. It was a change. Like, as of this recording, like about a month ago, Nintendo added health bars to Splatoon 3.
Oh my god, why?
Why would you do that 3 years in? That's just I don't get it.
They're catering to the Splatoon League, whatever that is called.
Why? But I think not knowing what the health of the person you're shooting is the point. You don't know if they're low or not. That's like kind of the danger, the kind of the risk reward. I feel like you're removing a key portion of firefights if you do that.
But also, like,
I'm sorry, I'm bitching about Splatoon 3 now instead of Overwatch, but
the game is just a litany of random ass shit thrown to the wall. Like, they added like so many things that make like no sense, and like rules got changed up, and like they added like these grenade like fizz bangs in the middle of the game cycle. Or I don't know, man. It was just what a weird ass game. It was messy.
And that's why earlier this month we put Splatoon 2 on our top 10 Switch games of all time and not Splatoon 3. I love Splatoon 3, really good game, but it ain't 2. Okay, sorry. We'll go back to bitching about Overwatch. I think something that really bothered me, but probably doesn't bother other people as much, is that they removed assault mode. For those who don't know, assault mode was something known as 2-point capture. You're either attacking or defending. There's 1 point, you get that point. Then there's another point, and you get that one, and you win the match. That's it. No payload, no nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
No king of the hill, no meters, no nothing. Get 1 point, get the other point, over.
Yep.
They removed this mode completely from Overwatch, which to me is crazy because that's what the game was built off of. Literally, the first maps were the assault maps, Hanamura, Temple of Anubis, etc., etc. Volskaya Industries, my favorite one.
Mm-hmm.
I love that
Volskaya.
was Overwatch. And if you remove that fucking sucks. Now, to be fair, if you're doing 5v5, I understand why you might want to remove it, because they did add back assault in the arcade mode. It wasn't the same. It was still fun. We still played it, but assault was built around 6v6. But then we know that's not the reason why they removed it.
They removed it because all the competitive players would bitch about it. That's fucking why.
Yep.
And like, but it sucks because like these are iconic maps. They have really interesting, like, they have really interesting visuals and audio, like, and they're distinct areas, like Horizon Lunar Colony, which we affectionately call Horizon Zero Dawn because we're asses. I mean, it's just so
it is
different.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
It was so different from, it's so cool. It's like this moon-based looking thing, and just like the way it felt was nice. And then like, but yeah, like Volskaya Industries is such a, like, even just like their whole ass like parts of the world they're representing. and
yeah, you're literally like, and if they care so much about their lore, they're literally removing lore from the game. Volskaya Industries, I think, is my favorite map in the game. Period.
I like it.
My favorite map.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. Hanamura was one of mine. I love the aesthetic.
Yeah, I mean, I like Hanamura. I get that people bitched about Paris. Was that like one of their better maps? No, but I didn't hate it. People hated Paris
Did they
for
hate
some
Paris?
reason. Yeah,
I didn't know
dude.
that. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay, sure.
I was just like, all right. I didn't think it was that. No, is it like, again, that's not one of my favorites, but I didn't. Man, I don't know, dude. But like,
Okay.
yeah, it seemed to be unpopular with a fair amount of people, so they removed it. But again, this is one of those cases where I'm like, I guess they arrived at the right answer the wrong way because of 5v5. I don't think I would have wanted that to be a regular thing in Overwatch 2 with 5v5. So I get it, but it still sucks.
It was just messy. It's just a little too knee-jerk-y for my taste, especially because, again, like, it's just taking part of the identity away. I didn't feel, the way they did it just didn't feel right. And
we could bitch forever, but just like, it just went downhill from there. Like, there was just a lot of stuff, like Life Weaver. There was a new character they introduced in Overwatch 2 named Life Weaver, one of my absolute favorite characters they've ever made. Actually, he's so cool. Life Weaver had an entire ability removed within a week of him debuting. He had this thing where when he died, he would produce a lotus flower, and your team could pick up that flower and heal themselves, so he could heal you after death. They somehow removed this within like 5 days.
You want to talk about committing? That's even shorter than the beta stuff getting taken away.
Yeah, dude, like, why they spend months making these characters, right, and playtesting them, presumably. Why would you have an entire ability around for months, and then a week into the, like, of him debuting, you're like, nah, no thank you.
People other than Grandmaster players complain about it.
I mean, it's just the character changes got worse and worse too. Farrah couldn't fly anymore.
Oh god, she can air dash. I'm like, what the fuck? She's got a rocket pack. Why is she air dashing?
No flying. Zenyatta's Discord orb thing. I don't even want to go into it honestly, but I because we need to move on. But like, it's just that was the worst. Mei couldn't freeze anybody anymore. They would just slow down.
What's like what? Okay.
Fuck having fun. Oh god, they were fucking with Mercy every chance they got too. I feel so bad for Mercy players. Holy shit.
My favorite example was when she does the Guardian the Guardian thingamabobber she leaps toward Guardian leap, I think. She leaps towards like a teammate. But then I think they made it so she would automatically pop up into the air or something. I'm like what the fuck?
Yeah, that change was like insane. So you had to like hold a button down so she wouldn't do that anymore?
Yeah, I believe they may have reverted it at some point, but it's just the fact that they even did it. It's like, did you guys even like play test this? Did you guys even like gauge whether this would feel good or not? It's like, what do you?
They don't care, dude.
They don't give a shit. And speaking of not giving a shit, I got something to traumatize you with. We try to do our weekly challenges. But these challenges were a genuine pain in the ass to complete. Like there were some things where like it'd be like complete 45 games, wins award double progress, and I'm like, oh shit.
That's a lot of goddamn games, man. That's a lot of playing.
So if you don't
like
win
45, 45 games. So like, but what if you suck? What if you're gonna lose a lot? You have to 45 games is a lot. That's hours and hours of play.
I mean, you're not doing your weeklies at that point, right?
What do you get? Like, what do we get? 5-6 games an hour if we're lucky? 5 to 6?
Yeah.
7 if we have some like real steamrolls, I guess.
Yeah, I know this is a bit of an aside, but even the queue times were kind of shitty too. So it's like, it's not like we could insta-queue like or whatever anyway. Contrary to their efforts to like try to speed it along, the queue times were crappy too.
That was one thing about roll queue. It made the queue times astronomical.
Oh, so bad.
Like,
it was so bad.
Was crazy.
Yeah.
The monetization in Overwatch 2 also wasn't like particularly great.
Oh
I
god.
don't think. Like, I don't think it's as bad as other people said. Look, it's a free to play game. You have to expect some shenanigans, but these skins were fucking expensive.
But the biggest problem was that, like, with the prior loot box system, we would get like these legendaries at a reasonable pace, but then these former legendaries, they become like $20 a la carte per piece, and it's like, but we just got these for like not having to like bend over backwards and like open up our wallet or whatever, right? So it kind of felt bad. It really
did feel bad.
Yeah, so like we have to really pick our skins very carefully from Overwatch 2. Like you got this really cool like detective sojourn skin that had like all the voice lines in the world for some reason.
Oh my god. I swear to god that was the original intent for the character, for it to be this like film noir fucking detective, cyber detective. I swear to god, that was the most put together. She had unique everything for that skin. It was crazy.
Nobody else had that many voice lines. There was so many bespoke voice lines. This was crazy.
Yeah, it was like practically a completely like new character. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean that was
in a good
money, but I don't know about some of these other ones, so to speak. And like it was just messy, right? So like I think at some point they might have added some form of ability to like buy stuff with credits, but I think they took credits away, right? So it's like the beginning anyway. So I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Yeah. It's like so messy.
One thing, I mean, a lot of people have made a lot of noise about this. This isn't actually something that mattered a whole lot to us personally, but they did go back on their PvE promises. Part of the whole point of Overwatch 2 is like, we're going to do this whole PvE thing, and we're going to have all these modes, and we're going to do all this shit. They didn't do any of that. They canceled it. So, and that was like a big part of the promise for casuals still playing Overwatch 2. Once they did that, then I think their name became mud. I think that's when it really turned for them.
Which was like the whole point of Overwatch 2. You're showing like this grand narrative, and then the best that we got were like these little story missions, and you know,
I like those, by the way. I thought they were cool.
They were cool, but that was also all we got.
They were also $15, which again, I didn't mind paying that. I think we got our money's worth. I don't know how you feel, but I mean,
I feel like it was $15 worth of production. I wouldn't say I would have recommended them to anyone, but I feel like I personally got some mileage out of those. But like, I don't know. It was fine. It was perfectly fine. I didn't realize it'd be a one-off, but it was fine.
This is kind of random, but I don't know when else I'm going to say it. So like we had to do this thing where they wanted to institute crossplay. And in order to do that, they had to tie everyone to their Blizzard account, which is fine. But then we had to merge that Blizzard account and carry it over to Overwatch 2 and shit. And there was a lot of problems with that. I think your times got fucked up. Like it said, like you only play like 300 hours, but we both played over like 2,000.
Oh, my time is so fucked. I have screenshots. I looked back before this recording. August 2023. My Overwatch stat screen said 1,190 hours. I think that may have been my final tally. I'm not 100% sure, but like, yeah, 1,190, right? But then right after that, it said 823 in Overwatch 2. Like, where did my 370 hours go, Blizzard? What the fuck did you do my stats?
But then it kept changing, right? It kept like trying to fix itself, but then it got like worse. Like
it only ever went down. It only went down. And I'm like, it makes you look like a fucking bitch. Like, what the hell?
Like, didn't it put you under 1,000 at some point? Like,
yeah, I vaguely remember under 700. I think it was what happened. I don't have the screenshots handy, but it's just like, what are you guys doing? Like, come on, man. It's like,
well, if you remember my account merging or bringing over to Overwatch 2, that made me hit the lottery. If you remember, because they randomly gave me like 17,000 gold play. I forget what they're called. There was a type of currency you could earn in competitive where you can buy gold weapons for your characters that you use a lot. It was very expensive. Like you couldn't earn that very often. They gave me like 17,000 of these like gold points, so I could buy like 5 or 6 different like gold weapons for characters. And it's like, how did I get these? I don't know why they gave me this. Something got fucked up in the process.
But you were also wondering if they were going to take them away. It's like,
I was wondering if they're going to take them away. So I panicked. It's like, oh shit, let me buy all these weapons real quick just in case they take it away. That'll be harder. And then they never took it away. So
it's like, is Blizzard going to detect me for cheating?
It's like, no, they gave it to me. They fucking gave it to me. I don't know why they did, but
we'll never know. We'll never know.
We will never know. It's
I didn't
such
get
a
this
shame,
for the record.
isn't it?
I didn't get shit. You
didn't get shit. It's such a fucking shame because like we still love the characters and the stages, right? All the stuff introduced, like we said, Life Weaver, Ramatra is fucking badass.
I love Ramatra. I played as him so much. I love like switching his modes and punching shit. Oh my god.
Kiriko, you were kind of a fan of, right? Or
yeah, I wasn't like the most adept Kiriko player, but yeah, like it's just a pretty stylish character. Yeah.
Around when we quit, they introduced Alari. I loved Alari. Holy shit, she was so fun.
Yeah.
The last character I saw was Maga, who was busted as fuck when he came out.
So well, our joke is that every tank in the game except for Witty was broken as fuck at some point.
Oh yeah, the balancing was crazy. They had tank of the month because like there was always a tank every update who couldn't die. It was what's her name? It was Junker Queen in beta. She couldn't die.
Yes.
And then they nerfed her ass. And then Doomfist couldn't die. Then Ariza couldn't die. And then like there was always a tank of the month.
Yeah. It's just like, okay. So when Maga came out, it's like, okay, like sure, he can't really go down either. But
yeah, it was crazy. Dude, the stages were so good. Monaco was crazy.
Oh, I love Monaco. Yeah.
The Brazil, what is that? Paradise or Paradiso?
I think Paradiso.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Then there was the monastery where we always got fucked, but it was like such a cool map.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that place is cool. I don't remember, but yeah,
I think it was in the mountains or something like Nepal, maybe. I forget, but yeah, it was cool.
It was probably a Nepali map, honestly.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, anyway, we could go on forever. But yeah, basically, there was good stuff about Overwatch 2, but at some point we couldn't take it anymore. I think what really broke the camel's back was that they introduced some sort of healing passive for everybody where, like, if you didn't take any damage for like 5 seconds, you would automatically like heal yourself, which is obviously fucking terrible because like that just encourages people to go off and fuck off and do whatever they want and not play as a team at all. So we were just like, I don't want to experience that, so I'm going to stop here.
hey, you can have player expression if you're a Widowmaker playing off point, and so you can be the hero. Just snipe and stay away from your friends. Just snipe to your heart's content. Make a difference.
Yeah, there's no damage. That makes Widowmaker. Oh, you know what? So I kind of kept up like with the online chatter of Overwatch 2 and like how it's been progressing since we've been gone. And that's how I know they have like, they brought back loot boxes and they added like MOBA type shit with like perks and whatever and like stadium mode and whatever.
Yeah.
If you remember, I found a lot of people over the last year bitching about Widowmaker. Widowmaker's so overpowered. She sucks. They need to nerf her, blah, 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 blah. I didn't realize it was the healing passive. That's why she's so busted, because she doesn't have to come back for healing anymore.
I mean,
she doesn't have to go for a health pack. Yeah, if she kills her prey, nobody's going to find her. She can just hide out and she'll just automatically heal. That's why she's busted now.
The whole pretense is that she's supposed to be vulnerable if she gets caught.
Not anymore, bitch. So I didn't realize. Oh, and there was like a bunch of collaborations, right? There was Street Fighters, Transformers, Gundam Wing, like all the 90s bullshit. It felt very desperate, right? For them to do all this stuff.
Desperate. You know my favorite joke? I think I've said this once before on the air, but like the credits of Warcraft 3 credits of the Samurai Showdown 2 cabinet in the office or like whatever. I'm like, you're thinking Samurai Showdown 2? That's kind of weird. But like it speaks to their sensibilities, because like of course you would put in these 90s things because y'all just catering to like what you loved like as kids, basically, right? But the problem to me is that these skins were so expensive. Like I think they're $20 or more a pop, and I think like for like what is it, the 8 Street Fighter 6 skins, I think it was $80 or something. I'm like, what the fuck, man? That's so much money. It's a lot of money.
And it's just like, it just seems so crazy for something so original like Overwatch is totally brand new IP to just do all this crossover slop is like, I
slop.
Dude, I mean, what else are you going to call it? I mean,
I don't disagree.
Come on. What's next? K-pop
God.
Demon Hunters or something? Like, what are they going to do?
God, I mean, they could. We did quit like right after the we all can't pronounce it. Seraphim.
I don't know how to say that shit. It was a K-pop group, right?
It was K-pop, yeah. I mean, the skins are cool, but they're so fucking expensive.
It was so expensive. The event was like kind of okay, I guess.
It was fine.
But
It was fine.
Yeah. Anyway, we could bitch about Overwatch 2 all day, but the point is, I hope this illustrates like it's not just ever one thing, right? It's always death by 1,000 cuts. When you fall out of love with the game that you used to love, especially in this live service era. It happened to us with Destiny. It happened to us with a lot of things, right? And that's okay. Like we don't have to like play something forever. If something becomes not for us, that's fine. But it's never just one thing. It's always a lot of things. And I hope you like listening to us bitch. Maybe, hopefully.
Informative bitching.
All right. I'm going to take a short break. I need to pee. Then we will come back and talk about this latest Overwatch news. We'll be right back.
This is your mind on fire time.
All right, we're back. You refreshed? Did you have what do you always drink during this? A green tea or a?
I don't have it this time.
Oh no!
I have a cold brew coffee can.
That's not. I'm gonna delete that. Man, we can't record that. Man, I'm turning this off. Fuck this episode. I don't want to do this anymore.
No more Realm Reborn.
No more Overwatch Realm Reborn. Well, let's get to that right now. So, okay, yeah. So basically, at this point, we're like, okay, we're done with Overwatch. We have Marvel Rivals. We're into that. We're good. Have a nice life, Overwatch. See you later. See you wouldn't want to be you. But then, a few weeks ago, something happened that made us go, what the fuck? Which is what spurred us doing this entire episode. So here goes. Earlier this month, Blizzard revealed their plans for Overwatch for the year 2026. And folks, it is an absolute doozy. When this came over the wire, then I was like, dog, what? Oh no, baby, what is you doing? Should we call the episode, by the way? That's what I have this as in the notes. This sheet is called Overwatch. Oh no, baby, what is you doing? Is that the name of the show?
Yes, of course is what it is, because what is he doing?
What is you doing, baby? Okay, so here's what I want to do. I'm going to read off all the information at once. I'm going to bombard everybody with this so we can get a full grasp of the situation at hand, okay? And then we could cherry pick. We can talk about whatever aspects of this we want, but I want to say it all at once, okay? Here's what's happening. Overwatch 2 is now simply called Overwatch. That's the name of the game now. Vin is laughing his ass off already. We'll get to it, I promise. So that is now the name of the game as of right now. I think it is already called that.
I think so, yeah.
10 new heroes will debut over the course of 2026, with 5 of them coming out on February 10th. And this, by the time you hear this, that will have already happened. So when season 1 starts, 5 new characters will come out. That's right. I said season 1 because they're starting the season count over to signify this new focus on the new characters coming in, who are all part of a group called Talon. I don't feel like explaining this because it'll take forever. It's lore stuff, but Talon, right? So, and this Talon group will be part of an ongoing narrative throughout the year before they tell a new story next year, starting with season 1 again in 2027. So this is their new format. Okay,
yeah,
the seasons will just be throughout the year, not perpetually forever. Mm-hmm. And this means that animated shorts are back in a big way. They stopped doing those, by the way, during Overwatch 2. That was something the casuals loved. Now they're back. And there was a 4-minute new animated short to start their YouTube presentation on this whole thing that led us on all these plans. Not only that, they showed that there will also be short stories and comics directly accessible in the game for the first time ever. Gee, then I wonder where they got that idea from. It starts with a Marvel and ends with a Rivals. I don't know. Here's what else they're doing. The tank, damage, and support roles all now will have sub-roles, each with their own passive bonuses.
Oh, man.
For example, instead of just support, you'll have tactician or medic or survivor, which gives them different passive abilities depending on their play style. I'm not going to go over all of them, of course, but you get the idea. Subdivisions within the established roles. All right. Then there's a new gimmick where every week you get to pledge allegiance to either the Overwatch faction or Talon faction, and you do missions based on what you picked, and you get rewards for it or whatever. So that's a new thing. They're bringing back post-match voting. They're bringing back the voting cards. They're not cards, but they have like the full 3D model up there voting on whatever you did. So they're bringing that back. We knew that shit would happen too. We knew it was a matter of time.
We guessed it. Yep.
And a Switch 2 version is on the way, which should be out, I think, in a couple months. So
yeah, it's inevitable. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, they said so.
Well, I mean, they had to do a Switch 2 version. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, at the start of season 2, they said that it's coming out.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all the things. Then you can start wherever you want. You pick any or all of these things. This is a lot.
Oh man, dude, like the sheer number of heroes makes me feel like a bitch for caring originally, because when we quit, we missed out on 6 characters, right? So we missed out on Venture, Juno, Hazard, Freya, Wu Yang, and Vendetta. We didn't play as those 6, or I think those were the 6 anyway, but
I believe so.
Yeah, so 6 over 2 years. Now you're going to do 10 in 1. It's like, isn't that crazy? Like, were you holding back? Like, what are you holding back? Like, you could have like been doing this the whole time, but you chose not to. So like, like what's going on, man? Like, it seems like a very desperate grab, right? And I don't want to get too far into the weeds on this one, but it reminds me of Fatal Fury City: The Wolves, which everyone loves to make fun of because that's all misdirections all over the place. And that game has like a season 2 pass with like a character a month, and it's just like you're like just gonna throw out characters as much as possible to try to grab attention, which also is very fucking desperate, by the way. Right? I mean, the game screams desperation. I get the same vibes from this. I really, really, truly do. And like, we waited so long between Echo and Overwatch 2 coming out, and like there was a relative hero drought. So like the inconsistency really rubs me the wrong way. And you want to talk about desperation? Like, one of the new characters is Jetpack Cat, and they were in the concept art of Overwatch in the very beginning of the game. Like in the very even before the game come out, they were there. So you're giving.
So they're putting in like the meme character is like a thing now. Yeah.
Yeah, you're giving the people what they want, like now, like way after the fact. Like, it took 10 years to get to this point, and like, well, like, what are you doing, man? Like, the momentum just seems very haphazard, and I'm quite honestly pretty dismissive.
I mostly agree with what you said. In fact, I agree with pretty much all of it. I personally do not like the way the new characters look. I am not into them at all. And that's the very first time I've ever said that about Overwatch. Because even back when the game was revealed and I made fun of that art and I called it shitty Fantasy Star Online or whatever, I never thought they looked generic. They at least looked like something. Even if I didn't particularly care for that something, they had a look, right? I couldn't say it looked generic. These new characters look mad samey. Like, again, that is not an accusation I have ever levied at Overwatch before, because even since the characters you just named, I think Juno looks cool. I think Hazard looks cool. Sword Lady, so I forget her name. She looks cool too, I think. They look nice and Overwatchy, right? This new group ain't it. This ain't it.
One of them I made fun of. It's like Raiden. He looks like Raiden or something.
yeah, with the Chinese style hat, like the cone kind of thing. Yeah,
like I'm just like, what is this guy doing here, man? It just seems like, and the way I kind of talked about it, it's like it looked like Overwatch created a character in like a custom game or something.
Yes, I swear. Okay, I thought I was being an asshole by thinking that they legitimately looked like make your own Overwatch character. They did.
It's like, okay, I guess like it's not really characters that stand out very much. And there's like this mercenary dude with like a rifle and a pistol, and like he's like a fake ass like Strider scarf, and I'm like, dude, come on, man, like you really are supposed to be like a part of the marketing for this. Like, what are you doing here?
It legitimately reeks of rushing out content just so they can say they have 10 characters this season. It really does.
What's happening. I think that's what
because
they're doing.
I feel like most of these characters in the past would be left on the cutting room floor.
Yeah, but now they don't give a shit.
They're just not special enough. They're not. And I get it. As time goes on and these games are around for years and years now, like 10 years practically, I get that it's harder and harder to make unique stuff, but they've been managing. They have. I don't think Hazard rehashes anything they did before, or Juno or Venture.
They all like stand out, and yeah, like they have different backstories and often different countries of origin, and they like everyone is just so distinct, like everything about them, voice lines, gunfire, so on and so forth. But like these guys, I don't know. They don't inspire me. They don't inspire much confidence.
Yeah. And they even, like, in this day and age where it's more important than ever, Overwatch stuck to being diverse, man. Like, Lifeweaver is pansexual, Venture is non-binary.
Yes.
Like,
yes, they are.
You don't see that a whole lot in these kinds of games, right? So, like, you know, come on. You didn't get that from Marvel Rivals, so, like, it is unique. It makes the game unique, and this does not feel unique. Overwatch used to be about that. This does not feel about that. There's just no mysticism or fun-looking elements to them. I legitimately do not think I'm just saying that because we don't play the game anymore. I really do feel that way.
Just from a visual perspective, just from a design silhouette perspective, man. It's just I'm not feeling it. I'm really not.
Before I have, and I do have more criticism, but before I say more criticism, I do want to say one good thing about this, because I will give credit where credit's due. I think the idea of sub roles is a great idea. I actually do. Because if you remember, for the first 3 or so years of Overwatch, there wasn't a damage role. There was offense and defense.
There was.
Remember that shit?
Mm-hmm.
And that was good because since this wasn't your typical free-for-all FPS and this game was like objective-based and shit, it really helped to show people, hey, these people might be better for defending an objective or stopping a payload. These people might be better for pushing one, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you have to stick to that. You can always use Torb on attack if you want to and you know what you're doing. But or you can use Mei or Hanzo, right? Well, I mean, to be honest, I always liked using Hanzo pushing. If you remember, I never used Hanzo in defense. I only used him on offense.
You're being creative? Wait, whoa.
Oh, we can't do that anymore. But then they got consolidated into a big role called damage, and you remember, so Symmetra got moved out of support. Maybe she was support. She got moved into damage.
You can damage.
Yeah. But point is, me saying all that is that they used to be better at signaling to people, hey, this is what this character is good at. And if you have sub roles, and since they have so many characters now, that really does help. What I don't think is good is the perks. I don't think there should ever be bonuses that affect numbers that the players can't see. Now, besides the healing passive that we dunked on and what basically made us quit the game for good, there's something else they added, and I don't know if they added this while we were still playing. There's a thing where if a tank is being healed, I think they get 20% or something less healing while they're in a firefight, so they can't be healed full blast or something.
It's something like that. I believe that may have been present when we were still playing, but
I hate shit like that. I don't think that feels good because if you are a casual player, you pick up Soldier 76 and you start shooting somebody, okay, you're getting a feel for how much damage you can do to someone's life bar or whatever. And if that changes on the fly without any direct thing, like when Doomfist puts his fists up or Ramatra does that, or when Ariza does her like damage, buff or rather, whatever.
Yeah.
You can see that stuff. You know that they're doing that.
Yep.
You can't see this other hidden shit. You don't know that that's happening. There's no indication of that. So it's like, I don't like hidden numbers games and games like this. It should be as simple as possible or very telegraphed to the player. And I don't like that it's hidden. So I guess these aren't hidden because the sub roles, like, they will say, oh, this does this and that. But are you going to remember all that? Are you going to remember that, oh, Juno has this passive and like fucking Lifeweaver has this one? You're not going to I dare anyone to remember that shit.
Yeah, because conceptually, like sub roles, it like dividing things up is nice, but at the same time, it's just like if each sub role has its own passive, I'm not gonna remember that shit, dude. I'm just not. And the game is supposed to be about like the sort of accessibility. It was basically doing more with less, right? But this is just like throwing so many ideas at the table. And so, like, I feel like it's just getting over convoluted. If there's like 11 sub roles and each has their own passive, it's just like just staring at this list. I'm not going to remember like all these on the fly. Like, how can I?
And this is now still on top of perks and like the MOBA shit that they added. Like, it's compounding upon itself. And I'm like, I know this is going to make me sound turbo old, and I don't care, man. I just want to fucking pick up a character and play them, please. I don't want to like worry about all this shit. I just want to. The whole point of the hero shooter and why it's fun is making you feel like a badass with relatively little effort. Yes. Like, there's not a whole lot to a character like Tracer, right? Like, she can shoot, she has recall, she can rewind, and she can like kind of blink dash, right? That's it. That's the whole character. And that's so fun, and we did it for years. I don't think you need to, like, overcomplicate the situation, man.
That's what they're doing right now. And, like, it's just too much, and, like, I don't get good vibes from it. I was looking at the perks list, and because we never played with perks, and it was staggering. Like, it was just, like, I couldn't really believe what I was seeing. Like, the game was so simple before. Relatively simple. And now it's just like really, really crazy. I'm just like, I staring at it's like, how am I supposed to decide between these things on the fly or whatever? You level up your characters and now you got to do these sub roll shenanigans. It's like, it's a little too much. And, but yeah, I don't know.
Can we talk about the name change? Because I need to. So here's my take on that. Obviously, they had an image problem because it's been nothing but downhill in the court of public opinion since the launch of Overwatch 2, and quite frankly, even before it. Because there's a lot of people who are like, why are you even doing this? You're sunsetting the game that I love. And even though Overwatch 2 had like a lot of like almost all the content from Overwatch 1, it didn't feel the same, right? Because it wasn't the same. It doesn't play the same. There's a lot of things that aren't the same. And besides the fact that there's not assault mode. So like, I don't think they realized that sunsetting the original experience would turn off that many people. I didn't think they realized that a lot of people would care. Well, I can't play Overwatch now. There's only Overwatch 2. Again, even though it has a lot of that stuff in there, they're misunderstanding the audience. Casuals don't know that. They see a sequel and they can't play the thing they liked anymore, right? So that's how they see it, and Blizzard didn't realize that. And again, with the cancellation of PvE, the big thing they promised, which was the reason for all of this, that really turned Overwatch's name into mud. And I get it. They want to turn the page from that, right? They want to, okay, let's move on from the Overwatch 2 era. Let's do something else. The problem is that this is still Overwatch 2. Like reverting the name back to Overwatch doesn't magically bring back the game that won Game of the Year in 2016. That game doesn't exist anymore. That game will never exist again unless they pull their usual move of doing, here's Overwatch Classic or something like that.
God. You've seen WoW Classic, now play Overwatch Classic.
Exactly. So the people who stopped playing years before we did, they're going to load up the new quote unquote Overwatch and be confused as fuck. It's still 5v5. Like all the changes, there's all the perks. It's not Overwatch anymore, right? So essentially, this name change is the worst of both worlds. It just reeks of desperation and no conviction and no balls. Basically, that's my take on the name change.
No balls, but they get to imagine that they're reliving the glory days when people gave a shit.
this ain't it, man. This ain't it.
You know, speaking of being confused every single time on the splash screen, like I'd see like the PlayStation news say like Overwatch Season 20. I'm like, what the? Or Overwatch Season 2, Overwatch 2 Season 20. I'm like, what the
fuck? Yeah, it's a lot, man. Like,
I like how they tried to do a I like how they're doing a Hello Kitty and Friends crossover, because that's not totally weird, and you're not getting me with that shit, because I know it's gonna be $20.
You're a Sanrio freak. You're not gonna like download the quote unquote the new Overwatch to
the new Overwatch. It's like the new controller.
Yeah, the new no. You know what it is? It's the new. Remember, iPad 3 was the new iPad. Remember that? It was iPad, iPad 2, and then the new iPad.
I mean, nothing like a little reset to like rejuvenate the old bones, as it were. Even though it's the same, it's a sequel to the shit. But yeah, it's another desperate crossover. How can I get hyped for this? Because I know if I want to get all the skins, it's gonna be like $80 or $100 or something. We know this happening. They're not addressing that part. They never actually say the prices, by the way, of any of this shit. And so you have to like play the game. I have to like do all this research. How much is a Gundam skin? Like they don't tell you this shit on the news. You have to like dig in, and it's like,
yeah, you practically have to. Well, you have to find that shit out through the grapevine, because they'll only put the prices in the game. You know what I mean?
It's deceptive. So, I mean, to a degree, it's deceptive by hiding information. Right, so it's just like I think the skins look cute enough, even though I think it's really weird to, you know, be a Sanrio cosplayer and like shoot other Sanrio cosplayers, but it's like they talked around Widow's cosplay as Kuromi, and they said like, oh, she can't use a sniper rifle, so they make it look cute, but she's still ostensibly sniping people, right? So it's kind of like,
I don't understand. You shouldn't shove stuff into. Well, that's why all this crossover slop sucks. It's like it's just slop. I can't take this shit, man. I can't take it. The only time in my life I ever felt bad for COD players is when I saw like the Beavis and Butthead skins and shit. I'm like King of the Hill. I was like, oh my god, yeah. They legit put that in the COD. Yes.
Beavis and Butthead and King of the Hill and COD? What?
Yeah, dude. They don't care anymore. They do not care.
The only thing I heard about COD, the thing I heard about COD was the AI gen slop bullshit, which looked really bad.
I mean, yeah, there was that, but no, the skins, dude, they don't care anymore.
I had no idea. Yeah, that's bad.
Yep.
What desperate.
Yep, that's about all I got for the news, I guess. What a doozy, man. We'll see how it plays out. As we start wrapping up here, I do have to bring up this because Marvel Rivals, the game we like now, which basically supplanted Overwatch for us. Look, we quit Overwatch way before Marvel Rivals came out, obviously, but like, you know, we probably weren't going back to Overwatch no matter what, but we play that game now. We love it. I saw recently that Rivals dropped Overwatch 2's player base by 40% when it debuted. 40%.
It's a lot.
Clearly Overwatch 2 felt the burn, right? Because like, the numbers have probably rebounded by then.
To a degree, sure.
To a degree. It's probably not 40% anymore, but what I didn't realize is that Marvel Rivals probably debuted at like the perfect time because it hit Overwatch 2 at its absolute lowest, if we think about it.
It did.
Yeah, because like the casuals had gone, the PvE stuff had happened, et cetera, and I think Overwatch is taking note of that, which is why they're releasing more characters than ever in a year, because that's what Marvel Rivals does. They have 2 characters every season, but they can do that because they're fucking netties and they have like more money than God, and it's a Marvel product, so they can do that. They have 1 million people working on that game. I don't think Overwatch 2 has the means to do that, or at least they do, but like Activision Blizzard King will never put up the means to do that.
Right, that's an important distinction. But like, so I understand, yeah, like original characters are harder to conceptualize, and yeah, like they can lean on the crutch of Marvel and come up with existing characters and based on the lore and all that good stuff. So I understand, like, yeah, sure, it's a little different to a degree, but like, again, the cadence is fucked up, right? So it's like, it feels like they're ripping off Rivals like release cadence, and like I just don't really know if they have the means to keep it going. Like, what are they gonna do like next year? Can they really do 10 more characters next year? What about the year after that? Right? It's like what is their game plan? You can say 10 characters in 2026 all you want, but what about the future of Overwatch? Can we trust them?
Yeah, are they going to have 10 characters next year?
There's no way. It's not possible.
Right? At least like I don't
if they do, they're gonna look like shit.
Well, yeah, like they can't keep doing this, right? So, like, I mean, I don't know.
I don't get it. It feels like a bit of a shot in the dark. And if in some hypothetical wacky ass bizarre world where we go back to the game, it's like I don't know how long we would stick with it.
I don't know, man. But they did. I mean, look, they clearly lit a fire under their ass. Like they have all the lore stuff and comic books in the game, and God, like, you know,
stupid.
Rivals have done that since the beginning, and that's not even like a quote unquote real like story. It's just kind of like crossover stuff where it's like kind of a what if thing, but it doesn't feel like crap. It's like they're actually like, oh, what if Emma Frost and thought, you know, Jeff the Land Shark was cutie patootie and pinch his little cheeks, right? Like they have all sorts of cute like stuff with the characters in the game, right? So it's just like they're, you know, I get it, you know, but Overwatch had its own original lore that they can really, which was always a strength of theirs with the casual market, and it might be too little too late, but maybe not. And that might be the last thing I want to say here is that I do think this strategy of theirs has a chance of working, a slight chance. Because there will definitely be people who will check out the game just because of the name change back to Overwatch. And you can tell Blizzard is expecting this because on their website, they straight up have a guide for lapsed players. Here's what's happened over the last few years of Overwatch. Yeah. And it says like, there's a new character called Hazard. There's Maga. There's, you know, whatever. And then it's like, we added, you can do perks now. We have loot boxes. Like there's legit something like that.
Here's so an SAL stadium.
Yeah, exactly. They're expecting people to come back. They are. So
okay.
I don't think they're so stupid as to completely turn off those players by having a bunch of weird shit thrown at them at once. So I do think this name change and this new focus and this new marketing push will have an effect. And if people who used to like the lore and used to be into that shit discover that this new game, oh, look at all this stuff they have now in the game. Oh, they're doing a talent thing. Yeah, I do think that can work out for them. The question is, will the gameplay be transparent enough and simple enough still for casuals the way it used to? And I'm guessing that with all the perk systems and all the new modes and the 5v5 insanity, and or rather intensity, right? Insanity and intensity of it, everything you do really matters. I can't imagine the casuals will stick around for long, but this will at least get their foot in the door. People will peek in the door now, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe time will tell, right? Who knows?
I think they'll peak, but it's hard to really trust their convictions to the overarching story thing, right? Especially after they had just dropped the ball. So they can say whatever they want, but like whether they can keep it varied enough and interesting for people to stick around, I would have to press exit down on that one. But I don't know. I will like. I really do wonder, and I would like to think they could get their act together, but it's just like, particularly for us, it's just like after we've been burned for so long, it's like, man, I don't know. I'm not sure how sustainable this is, though. Yeah, I think it will succeed at first, but
yeah, we will. Okay. What's today? The 11th. So that first season launched as of this recording yesterday. Before we leave, do you want to look up the Steam charts? Now that doesn't tell us everything, but it will tell us how many people are playing, right?
Oh, so sure.
I will. Okay, let's see if it got a big bump. Okay, let's see. Okay, wow. A lot of people are checking this out. So like in January 2026, last month, they had 42, I think they had a peak of 42K players. Right now, they have 116K people playing, and they have a new all-time peak of 164K people playing. Surely that was yesterday when the season went live.
They hit a new peak. Okay.
They hit a new peak. That's more than anyone had ever played Overwatch 2.
That's interesting though, because obviously it's gonna be fragmented because BattleNet and consoles and all that good stuff, right?
Right. Still, this is not a perfect metric by any means, but that tells us a lot. People are checking this shit out.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Good for them. Good for them. Honestly, because bad. I know a lot of people are gonna hear this and be like, well, they're just shitting on something they haven't played yet. And you're right, we are, but we know Overwatch. So, and we can look at characters and be like, I'm not so sure about that, right? I don't think you need to play the game to tell that stuff. But honestly, fine. If people are into this, cool. I don't care. We like the game we like Marvel Rivals now. That's cool. But hey, maybe this will actually be a renaissance for them. Who knows if these people will stick around?
But will that player renaissance allow for player expression and for them to feel empowered? That was quick.
Nope. And that's the reason why we're not playing. But hey, thanks for joining me for this. If you got anything else, any parting shots about Overwatch, go right ahead. But I think that's about it.
Echo flying out, Mantis flying in.
Oh shit, yeah, the fucking with Storm and Iron Man and shit. Oh man, characters can actually fly, like fly, no restrictions. Ultron.
I think Jetpack Cat can fly. Where did really get that one from?
Oh man, wow, can't imagine where. Anyway, enough of our sour ass grapes. We're getting out of here. Thanks for joining me, Vin, for this. Check the description of this podcast to find our names on social media and Vin on Twitch. Go watch Vin on Twitch. I'll link that too. Until then, bye everybody.